Hello Internet, and welcome back to AnAuthorPlays Hurricane, the new Feed the Beast mod pack available in beta. Go get it. It's fun. It's interesting. It's also updated. We've updated now to version 0.2, which Shovelpaw, the creator of the mod pack, actually recommended that I not do so, because the progression was going to be a lot different for the mods, and I said, okay, I hear you, but I'm going to do it anyway. So, Shovel, if you're watching, apologies in advance. It's not that I didn't listen. Well, I guess I did, or didn't, rather. It's that I wanted to explore all the new stuff that you're putting out for us. So, not trying to be, like, insulting or anything, but I want to play with new stuff. So let's play with new stuff, shall we? So, I now have no frame of reference for the sort of progression, I guess you could say, that we're supposed to be doing. But I figure, okay, we've got Tinkers, we got Pneumaticraft, we got Thermal. We should be able to figure this out, right? So let's go ahead and see. Whoop, accidentally exit out of the window there. Let's go ahead and see what has changed in thermal expansion. Let's see. I'm not seeing any big changes here. Security, upgrade crafting. Okay. Hardened, basic. Signal disabled. Huh. So am I not able to build just a regular pulverizer anymore? I'm not understanding. Pulverizer. Okay. Okay, so then now what? Why am I not able to look up the recipes for a regular pulverizer? Okay. All this is still the same, so that's fine. Pulverized coal. Okay. Is thermal expansion itself different? Glacial precipitator is the same as it was. I can still look that up. Let's see. What about the induction smelter? Is it still possible? It's still possible to look up that. Furnace. No, the redstone furnace is wonky. That's interesting. Well, I mean, I guess it works out because I've already got the furnace here, but I'd like to be able to pulverize stuff. So I'm going to have to figure out another way to ore double. So let's see. Mods that we have that allow me to ore double. I know Mechanism is far and above that, as I think Rotary Craft is as well. Let's see, but just in terms of like regular ore doubling. Ender.io, I think, has an ore doubling mechanism in it. I'd have to look into that though. Growthcraft is all new. I admit I'm not super familiar with Growthcraft, so I'll have to learn that a little bit. Immersive engineering definitely has an ore doubling mechanism, but that's going to require us a lot of iron, so I'll have to see if there's another way we can go about doing this. Mechanism, again, I know would be an option for us. Cytronics? I'm not familiar with this mod at all. Rod, sails, statue, creative machine, extension. That's interesting. I'll have to look into that. Let's see. Tell you what, why don't I be right back as we're going to see if we can figure out ore doubling for us, other than Tinkers. Okay guys, and we're back. So, apparently this is the standard recipe right here for a basic pulverizer, and it's not available. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that recipe has been disabled or what have you, but it looks like that for the time being, the only way that we're going to be able to ore double is by going through a different mod, so we'll just kind of have to hold on to all of this stuff for later. Something that I thought of during the break that I forgot to mention is that, as you can see, this chest is significantly more open now. We no longer have metallurgy in the pack, so things like that magnesium that I was using to make steel in the beginning, so on and so forth, that's all gone now. Which, I mean, to be honest, I'm perfectly fine with. I'm not a huge fan of metallurgy anyway, so, you know, nothing lost in my mind. Let's just go ahead and put all this in here for the time being. Since I'm not really sure... Nope, I want to keep the water, though. Since I'm not really sure what I'm going to need at this point. Actually, now that I think about it, I should have grabbed the Engineer's Journal and seen just how much iron this is going to cost me to get a crusher online. So if we go in here to... Where is it? Heavy Machinery. Grab a crusher. 9 hoppers. Sweet Jesus. Okay. Required materials. 10 steel scaffolding, 11 light engineering blocks, 8 steel fence, and 9 hoppers. That is a lot. A lot of iron. Jeez. I don't think this is going to be an option. Jeez. Okay, well let's see. Let's just take a look. So steel scaffolding is steel and fences, which is steel rods. Steel rods are made by shaping. Jesus, just so much iron. I don't even have like a dedicated quarry set up because RF is hard. Let's see. Has big reactors changed at all since I said I was going to do that last time? Doesn't seem... Oh yeah, it requires Ender IO. It still requires Ender IO, okay. So how am I going to get silicone? Oop, let's actually spell it correctly though. Okay, so silicon. Comes from a pulverizer, which we can't get. Alloy smelter via silicone flakes, which is from rotary craft, so we'll have to figure out rotary craft. A sag mill itself, which we can't make because we need a sag mill in the first place to make it. So I have to go through rotary craft in order to get silicone. Let's see. So if we go into silicone... Can I not spell silicone correctly? Okay. So, flakes. Okay, we're back. So, I don't... Okay, so let me go through this one more time, because maybe I'm just being stupid. So, pulverizer, which we can't make because the recipe is disabled. Just supposedly. I can't figure out another way to craft it. We have an alloy smelter, or we could make an alloy smelter. No, wait, alloy smeltery... Ah, the alloy smelter is Ender IO, so we can't make that either. Alloy smeltery. Sag mill, which we can't make because that's Ender IO. So there's no way for us to get silicon. There's no way for us to get silicon. And so there's no way for me to get into Ender IO and thermal expansion, at least as far as I can tell. Is this ore dictionaried with anything? This is, I mean, like I say at the beginning of almost every episode, this mod pack is absolutely in beta. Let's see, maybe the alloy smeltery won't require electrical steel. No, it totally does. Let's see, arc furnace. Do I have to? It looks like I have to do an arc furnace. Alloy smeltery. Yeah, it looks like the only way for me to go ahead and get steel is by using an arc furnace. Now, I'm guessing arc furnace is also rotary craft? Let's see. That sounds right. Where's my rotary craft book? And that's reactor craft. I want rotary craft. Okay, let's see. No, that's not it. Processing. Steel purifier, compactor, extractor, grinder, fuel enhancer, magnetizing unit. Nope. Pipes. Farming. Is there a search function anywhere? Geo properties, shaft load. Okay, we're back. So I'm a dummy. The arc furnace is this right here. It's an immersive engineering thing. I feel very stupid right now. It consists of a steel vat topped by electrodes which heat up the material. Okay, so we now have to get into immersive engineering, it looks like, in order to progress. Which I guess is fine, it's just I don't have a whole lot of iron. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and repair my hammer. We're going to try and dig up as much iron as we can, and then we'll be right back. So, yays. Okay, guys, and we're back. So I've dug up about a stack of iron, which I think might be enough to get us to the point where we need a crusher. I wanted to take a look at that together, so that way we can actually discuss and figure this out, since it seems like immersive engineering is now the entry point for this mod pack. Now, the excavator I was taking a look at because I thought it was pretty cool, but other than that, I don't really have anything to say about it. So, with that said, let's see if we can find ourselves the crusher. Why can't I... There we are. There we go. Okay. So we would need 10 steel scaffolding, 11 light engineering blocks, 8 steel fence, and 9 hoppers. So the 9 hoppers already is going to be 45 iron. Wow. Okay. So let's see. I know that the steel scaffolding... So if we take a look at the scaffolding... steel scaffolding. So... man, this is going to require a lot of steel. Okay. Well, I need 8 of these, so that means I'm going to need... to craft this twice. Hiccup, I apologize. So that's 6, and then 6 of these. And we need to make this 3 times, so that's 18 of these. So that would be 5 crafts of this, so that's 10 plus 3 is 16 steel, or another 16 iron. So that brings us to a 61 iron just from that. And then let's take a look at what the light engineering block requires. Requires copper, iron, and iron mechanical components. And the mechanical component is made using copper and iron. Okay. So yeah, I'm going to need a lot more iron than just a stack. We're going to need closer to 2 stacks, it seems, to get off of having lava dependency for our RF production. Let's see. Now, I guess we could do a furnace generator. Like, we've already got furnace generators situated. And I could just put the lava in there for the time being. Lava has a pretty good burn time, so that wouldn't be the worst thing ever. But I think I would like to keep the smeltery online because I'm going to need it. Because, and I forgot to mention this as well, not only did we remove metallurgy and a couple other things, but the big thing that we've added is iguana tweaks. So now, basically, Tinkers, I guess you could say, is a more of a forced, I don't know, step, I guess you could say. Like, this has to be the first thing you do now as Tinkers because of iguana tweaks. I tried to dig up dirt with my stone shovel and it wasn't working, and I couldn't figure it out until I looked in the mods and was like, oh, yeah, we have iguana tweaks. Right, forgot about that. So keep that in mind for all you lovely folks out there who want to play this Mac for yourself, is you gotta go through Tinkers. And then it looks like immersive engineering, which is where we are right now. Man, Chevrolet, you were not kidding when you said really change things up. So I'm going to go ahead and do significantly more digging. And we're just going to have to see if I can dig up another stack or 2 of iron ingots for us. Because right now, as things are, I'm just not going to be able to progress. So we need basically a shit ton more iron. And, well, that's boring to watch, so we'll be right back. Okay, guys, and we're back. So, I've had a change in plan. First off, found ourselves a fair amount of iron, which I'm currently casting off right now, so that's good. But I've decided that instead of going directly to the arc furnace this episode, I think what I'm going to do is actually push ourselves toward the excavator. The reason why is I was flipping through the engineering book, and I found this, the core sample drill. And the cool thing about this guy, I'll just bring up the manual here. Hold up. Where did it go? Where did it go? Okay, well, anyways, what this does, and I'll see if I can find this, but what this does is it allows for a, there we go. It allows this thing, when it's powered, to basically look in the chunk underneath it and determine what minerals can be found in there. Now, mineral deposits are basically like, for lack of a way to put it, a sort of like vein that exists in that chunk that you can't dig up. Hence the excavator being awesome. So the idea is that this processor will tell you what minerals are in that chunk, and then from there we can build an excavator there and see if we can find ourselves any of these deposits that have iron in them. So the hope, for instance, is that we find, well, an iron deposit, but there are others out there that exist, like a lapis lazuli, this magnite, nickel wouldn't be the worst thing ever, though I'd prefer not to. Pyrite would be good, so on and so forth. So there are a couple chunks out there, or chunk types I should say out there, that would give us, potentially, a nice little iron boost. So I'm trying to work towards that right now. Now, before I do that, I would also like to have the resources necessary to build an excavator. So if we come over here, we see that we need 12 blocks of steel, 9 light engineering blocks, 13 heavy ones, and 3 steel scaffolding. In terms of the steel scaffolding, I'm actually short a little bit, so we're going to need to make a bunch of steel here, which means we're going to need to basically convert all of our coal into coal coke. And a little unfortunate in that regard, but not the worst thing ever. So we'll put all of this in here, we'll take you out, put that in there, because we're going to need a lot more steel. What did I say? Multiple blocks of steel, was it? Yeah, we need 12 blocks of steel, and each one of those requires a coal coke, so we're probably going to be digging up a lot of coal. This excavator isn't going to be done today. It's definitely something I'm going to have to do in the interim. Okay, so we're still casting off that iron. Nice. Cool. Okay, so while we're working towards that, let me see. Maybe the progression, or not the progression, rather, but the new, I don't know, stuff, I guess you could say. I'm curious to see if the changes, there we go, the changes have allowed for a different way to make steel. For the Tinker's version, not so much. Rotary craft, it's looking it would come from steel flakes, which would require steel ore, which I can get in the nether. That's interesting. Steel ingot from railcraft. Let's see, that would come from chunks and rubbles and all that jazz. Okay, from mechanism, smelting, mine chem. Let's see, steel dust from mechanism. This would be crusher. Metallurgic infuser would be enriched iron plus coal. Not super helpful. Okay, so our options are basically the coke oven. Not a big deal. So we'll let this go. I'm going to have to dig up more coal, which I'm going to have to go basically back up to the surface because there's really no coal down in the crust of the earth, essentially. A little unfortunate, but not the worst thing ever. So let's go ahead and get that steel cooked off. And then we can go from there. So actually, what I would like to do is I'm also going to grab some of our wire and our capacitor, because I've been recording for an hour and a half now, and I really just don't have the luxury to keep recording, sadly. So we're gonna have to hold off, and I'll hopefully have all this ready for next time. But let's head up to the surface and see if we can, and let's just analyze the chunk like right outside our door and see what happens there, because I'm very curious to know what sort of resources we may have available to us just outside. There we go. So, from what I understand, we just plug you right there. We take our capacitor and we route. Oh, right, I need the LV connectors. Crud. Connectors would have been a smart thing to do, but, well, I am tech noob, so what are you going to do, right? Okay, so we grab the LV connectors. We should just be able to connect those two together and power our core miner thing. I can't remember. It's a core mining drill. There we go. I can't believe I forgot the name for it. Okay. So where are our wire connectors? Let's take this up. I mean, I'm not saying that it's going to happen because I'm a very unlucky son of a bitch, but the hope is that just outside of us will be a nice little iron mineral deposit, and we'll be able to just power our way to victory. So, I don't know if this is going to connect. Those are pretty close to one another. Okay, that did work. But you are not gaining power. The question that we ask ourselves is why. Okay, let's grab the engineer's hammer. Okay, these things can never be straightforward and simple, can they? It's always got to be some sort of difficulty. Okay, so we grabbed our hammer, and oh, now we've got our drill going. Nice. Okay, so this just takes, I think it's like 400 or 600 ticks to analyze. Something like that. It's not super difficult. Alright, so that's going down. So what do you think, Core Drill? Do we have iron near us? Let's see, it looks like it's starting to bring back up now. Let's go ahead and grab some berries, because I haven't eaten in a while. Yeesh. I'd like to get back inside soon. We've just had a constant storm over us the whole day. Okay, so it looks like you're done. No minerals found. Damn. Okay, so we're gonna have to move this. Let's break that. I believe it's F6 lets you see the chunk. Nope, that's not it. I don't remember what lets you see chunk boundaries. Oh, there we go. Okay. So we'll just move it right next here to our obsidian portal. We go sampler. Plug in. Plug. Come on, give it to me. My computer is lagging. I apologize, guys. Okay, so we hook these up again. I don't know what it is about this update, but it's really messed with my system. And very, very laggy, for lack of a better way to put it. Okay, so this will analyze again. And basically, we're just going to rinse and repeat until we find ourselves one of the iron-producing chunks. And then from there, we'll be able to go ahead and set up an excavator there once we've got enough iron, which means I need to get more coal, so on and so forth. I'm hoping to get a lot of this done in between episodes, as I'd rather not, bore you guys with another, oh, hey, look, I have to do an intro again into a mod. So let's go ahead and hope. Oh, man, really? Nothing there either. Okay. Well, like I said, we're going to have to go ahead and figure it out, because it looks like mineral ores, or mineral veins, are very rare. So, if you guys enjoyed yourselves, go ahead and do the YouTube trifecta, like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll catch you guys in the next chapter for more Hurricane FTB Modpack. Bye-bye. Spend a little bit of time, I should say, transporting all of our stuff back to base. So, I will go ahead and be right back. Just wanted to show you guys what was going on. Okay, guys, and we're back. So I got our leadstone energy cell here hooked up nice to our induction smelter. And